Why I believe historic religious thinking has caused me problems. The short answer is that this kind of religious thinking is a massive oversimplification of how this world works, or how people function. And me being in a minority of seemingly minority of neurodivergent people, these religious teachings and religious explanations do not apply to me much, if at all. Now that my short answer is finished, people are welcome to stop watching this video, but I will continue to describe in more detail what this means, based on my understanding. So when I say ancient or historic religious thinking, I am primarily referring to, I believe, the Christian thinking, because that is the most dominant type of culture or a mindset, at least in the United States of America, and probably many parts of the world also engage in that Christian-like thinking. And to clarify, I'm not saying that religion should be punished or shut down. I'm just explaining from my perspective why this type of thinking has caused me problems. So, for example, historically and anecdotally, it seems like religion was a way to control people. And to do that, religion had to control people through fear. So if communities were afraid of murderers, then they would use religion as a way to identify murderers as bad people, and to teach people that it is okay to exercise extreme prejudice against those people. So what seems to have happened is that this type of religious thinking has taught people that there is this oversimplified perspective of the world, that there is only two sides. There is only good and there is only bad. Or that there is only angels and there is only demons, or there is only heaven, or there is only hell. And one reason why I believe this is not true is that my life experiences have taught me that people and life is just much more complex. There are much more than two sides to most situations, and especially when you consider genetic diversity, psychological diversity, sexual diversity. There is just so much complexity that goes into human individuals and society as a whole, that I don't think it is accurate enough to just draw this massive line and say there is only a good box and there is only a bad box. There's often lots of gray where there is a mix of desires and undesired things. So to more directly answer this video's question, one reason why this historic thinking has caused me problems is because it has caused me to be socially rejected several times. So it is more difficult for me to engage in school or to engage in communities because people have this preconceived idea this preconceived religious idea that there is only a good and bad that all things can neatly fit into. And me being this neurodivergent type person, I don't fit into good or bad. I'm more just a mix of like various complex experiences. So it's made my life more difficult, and this kind of religious thinking seems to encourage bullying, because if people are taught that they should be on the side of good, and that people on the side of bad should be punished or should be suffering, then that seems to motivate people who support the good side to be extremely prejudiced, to be extremely rejecting, and to even encourage people to harass people that they believe is bad. And maybe people's judgments might be incorrect, so they may be directing lots of hatred and things that might not be fair on the people who receive them. So that's one problem for me. The second problem is that when I am seeking support for my own personal challenges, the religious mindset makes this more difficult, because they seem to be less open-minded, and more likely to dismiss me as some kind of I guess disease, or some kind of rare occurrence, or like something that should not receive support. So it's vaguely related to the bullying and choosing between a good or bad side, and also the lack of open-mindedness can make it more difficult for people to want to listen to me, and more difficult for people to really understand my own experiences and my own challenges and my own requests for help. So that is extra burden and extra difficulty for me if most of this world functions with this religious thinking. Next, one other reason why this religious mindset has caused me problems is that people seem less likely to want to solve problems with peaceful communication, and similar to what I said about people on the good side being encouraged to bully and encouraged to banish people they perceive as bad. My train of thought just died. One moment. Similar to this can often be frustrating for me, because I have this executive functioning challenge, and speaking does strain my executive functioning more. So I can lose my thoughts while speaking, but before I spoke, I had clear thoughts in my mind. So let me try to jog my memory. Something related to the bullying. and something that caused me a challenge as well. Um, oh, oh yeah. Uh, the um, the communication is more difficult, meaning that that it is more difficult to solve problems because people are less the religious minded people seem less willing to communicate to the extent that it would be helpful to both sides. So for example, if I'm perceived as a bad person or someone who does not fit into what is religiously acceptable, then people seem less likely to listen to me, or less likely to want to find mutual agreements with me. And when we don't have enough communication, then people seem to depend on very aggressive behaviors. So shouting, disrespect, screaming, and just expressing much more emotion than calm and much better problem solving. So so it's kind of a lack of open-mindedness to diversity, because religious-minded people have mostly been taught that there are only two sides to all things, and one side is the side that all people should be in, and the other side is where nobody wants to be in, and that is an extremely inaccurate, oversimplified perception of this world. So yeah. So long story short, my life has been much more difficult and much more stressful than the average person, because I genetically and naturally could not fit easily into these religious expectations, and I've learned to abandon people who seem to struggle to accept my diversity, and accept things that they were never taught. So but not in a very aggressive way. It's more that in most or all cases, I have interacted with people where I have repeatedly tried to communicate with them, so we have better mutual understanding and better mutual respect. But it seems like most people have a limit to this kind of communication. So when and that combines with my own personal challenges. When I am convinced that some interactions with people are too difficult, I am very discouraged from wanting to maintain that connection, because the continued interactions with those people are going to add so much executive functioning cost, and add a mental health cost to me that I would prefer not to have. So yeah, that's just a slight insight into why my difficulties push me to behave in certain ways. But yes, long story short, religious-minded thinking was oversimplified, and may have worked much better in some older time when people had less education, had less knowledge, and less opportunity to deeply think about these things. But in today, I believe open-mindedness and more communication helps people more. Especially as there are more discoveries about the human psychology, and how very complex our minds really are, and what we actually need. So I believe world peace and more positive things like utopias can be more easily achieved when people have the willingness to communicate and the willingness to listen, and we continually develop these skills so that we can make all people as happy as humanly possible. Instead of having conflicts because we are trying too hard to fit people into boxes that they just don't fit into. This now concludes this recording, and thanks for listening.